about to get serious here!
There's no winning when it gets to me now.
Alright everyone, JB here, and we're back with another Dragon Ball Z video on the channel today. Now today, we're really just going to be taking a little bit of time to do my updated wish list for this year. Now, if you were subscribed to the channel, you know I did this this wish list for basically 2024 at the beginning of the year, sometime around January, February. It's been about 5 or 6 months, give or take. So we're gonna do our updated you know, just wish list on characters I personally want to see come throughout the rest of this year. Do be sure to let me know what characters you guys personally would love to see as well. We would love to see your comments on that. But as always, if you're new around here, still leave a like on the video and join the channel because very much appreciated. So first things first. Now looking at this year, you know, we're in July. We've got 9 LFs and how many ultras? 2 ultras so far. So, you know, pretty good amount. I do think by this time compared to last year, we had a bit more ultra characters, but at the end of the day, we're about to get another one, you know, coming up next week, and also an LF character coming up, you know, later this month. So when it comes to my wish list, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the villain characters for like the first half of the video, pretty much, and then we're gonna do like all the little hero characters, you know, so that way it's easier. That way I don't just mush all these different characters into the video, pretty much, just to make it easier for you guys to watch. So with that being said, one of the first ones I want to talk about, I mean, I've already mentioned it in plenty of other videos, but we need some form of an LF tag Zamasu in Goku Black. Now I do have, I believe, let's see, I do have some of these pulled up from the Dokkan page, because they already have I like to mention Dokkan because they have representation of some of the characters that we don't have yet, but they already have you know, even though this is an older LR in their game terms, we need that. You know, this is the only tag or assist character that we have in the game for them, and then we need some form. We recently just got his Zenkai, so even if we don't get an Ultra Zamasu for part 3, you know, the anniversary, I do believe strongly that Future is somewhere in there later on down the line after the anniversary, since we really didn't get any buffs but the Zenkai and then the plat equips, you know. But yeah, like I was mentioning, Dokkan is a good representation because they have so many characters like this guy right here. You know, LRs would be considered ultra characters in our rarity for our game. So even if it isn't, let's say, corrupt Zamasu, it can be a regular fusion Zamasu. I would be perfectly fine with that. They have a representation of this as well. I would be perfectly fine with that, you know. And then another person I really want to mention. So here's the thing, right? Z Broly. Now it's weird to me because this guy came out, I believe he came out before the superhero campaign, when they did that powerful opponent campaign. So in 2022. So when they released this guy, you know, I was thinking maybe an LF character. I didn't think he was gonna come out in ultra rarity first. We still don't have no form of a LF you know, Z Broly. We have an LF Dragon Ball Super Broly, but we don't have an LF Z Broly. We have all these different characters of Broly. You know, we got this new one right here with the Green Broly, and then we also got this one, which was the free to play one. But this guy, I think he's the Super Broly. When we look at Z Broly, we really don't have no representation. You know, we have a couple sparking characters, but we need some form of him. You know, they can make him a transforming unit. They can definitely do that. This is what Dokkan did with their concept, so that's something that they could possibly do. They can make him a transforming Broly where he transforms, you know, into his legendary Super Saiyan state, or they can just give us pretty much a legendary Super Saiyan Broly as an LF. We need that in the game. I would love to see that. That is probably in my top 5 on the list. And also, while we're on the topic, Cell. Now, currently, this guy is pretty much a, I can't say a revamped version of the previous Cell, but he kind of is. He's just a better upgraded version. Now, we do currently have, what, 2 LF Cells in the game, and coincidentally, they're both purple. So here's the thing. There's the other one, which is somewhere in here, if I can find them. So we'll just do this right here. Now we have 2 of these guys in the game, but what we don't have is an ultra character, and that's interesting. You know, this is the first LF Cell, but we don't have an ultra rarity of this guy. And yeah, I don't know, you know, I feel like someone did mention this as well. In one of my previous videos, where androids are probably going to be one of the next campaigns to get buffed, and I can definitely agree with that. That is a really good take, I would say, because androids, he kind of compared it to pretty much how when hybrids were running in the game, and they released this cell right here, this one right here, to pretty much counter hybrids and all the overpowered units. But an ultra rarity cell would be something nice. Because when you look at androids, the recent 2 would be Super 17, and then you have this perfect cell. So androids, you know, they haven't had any buffs, obviously, since a couple months ago. Super 17 definitely made them a bit better, but there's still a couple changes that they can do as well. So it'd be interesting, you know, it'd be interesting to see what they do with that. And I'm sorry if I clear my throat, guys. You know, it happens, right? But besides Cell, there is also Omega. Now, specifically Omega, yes. Omega, we don't have an LF version of him. We have an ultra rarity version, which is this one, who recently just got his plat equip. And then we also have 2 Sparking characters. I believe one of them is Shenron, and then another one is Omega. Now, what they decide to do with Omega is up to them, right? But you know, eventually, they're gonna go back to giving GT a buff, whether it's another GT campaign, or maybe it be sometime around the festival. Because even with us getting, let's just say for example, we do get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for the Part 3 Ultra, there's a good chance that GT is gonna be buffed again, whether it be before the festival or during the festival. Now, this is like I mentioned, I like to pull up these LR characters, because they're basically the ultra, or you can just use them for reference. But we need some LF reference for him, because we don't have him in the game. And villains, you know, so far this year, we've gotten what the Nappa and Vegeta, we've gotten Golden Frieza, we've gotten Super Baby 2, we've gotten Super 17. So villains has, I would say currently so far up until this point, has been cooking. You know, because normally villains are a little bit opposed to not getting any love in the game as much as the heroes that they drop in the game. And obviously the heroes, you know, they tend to get more money, you know, it's more revenue. So with that being said, I'm trying to see if I can find him. But another representation of a character that I have not seen a buff for is specifically Buhan. Now, Kid Buu did just get his Zenkai, and then besides that, we've had some free-to-play characters, I think. So let me see if Dokkan, I believe we have one up, yeah. So, and then at the same time, it's still the same kind of the same art if you look at it. You know, that's insane. Even though Dokkan did kind of drop this guy before, we got him. But yeah, the thing is, you know, they buffed Majin Buu Saga twice basically during his anniversary, but there were no villain characters involved at all. There were no really villain characters except for the new the 1% Evil Buu. Besides that, you know, no villain characters. So I think if they are going to revisit it again later this year, you gotta at least give us one villain character. You know, that's an LF. We don't have no LF rarity of him. The only reference we have is Ultra Kid Buu, And then we also have, I believe, LF Kid Buu, who is somewhere down here, but we're not able to, sit here and go through all that. But we'd love to see something like that. Now I don't think I can pull them up. Yeah, I can. That's just me talking to myself, guys. I'm sorry about that. But this was also mentioned as well in a comment. And he's also someone I want to see get some love in the game. Is Majin Vegeta. Now I don't know if you can really call this specific Majin Vegeta a villain character, but in a sense, he kind of was. The guy did kind of, kill all those people at the tournament. So yeah, there's a good chance that he could possibly be getting either an Ultra or maybe an updated LF character. They kind of did the same thing with some characters already. Like I mentioned before, Namek Goku is a good representation of that. I don't think they have, we can just use him as a reference, but yeah, he definitely needs some rarity version of an Ultra character. I'm sorry about that, guys, because Vegeta, when you look at Vegeta, he has no representation, no love at all in the game. Yeah, we've gotten a couple characters so far. When you look at those characters, the only one that you can really look at and say, oh yeah, they did a good job on this character is the Nappa and Vegeta. Basically a solo Vegeta that he revives into Vegeta. Super Vegeta, they missed the ball with that one, and I really hate it because that character was requested as well. He was one of the highly requested characters in the game for a solo unit, so hopefully they do something with that down the line. Maybe they can do that for a Majin Buu campaign where we get a Buhan, and then maybe for the Ultra towards the end and we can get a Majin Vegeta. I would definitely love that, so besides that, we don't have, so the only representation of, I forgot what he's called, Hirudegan, I think that's his name, is this guy right here, where when he dies, he basically does an AoE attack. Now, here's my thing. I really hope that they give us some representation of Hirudegan. I know some people are gonna look at me and be like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Why would you want, we don't have any representation but that Tapion in the game. No 1% Sparkins, no LF rarity. I don't think he's worthy enough to get an Ultra rarity, but I do also think he's definitely give him an LF. Now I do know that it has been a thing where he is a giant form character. So what they could do is what they did for, let's say, Merge Zamasu, where he doesn't take entirely up the whole screen, but he's basically still shown that he's a giant character, just a little bit smaller since it's on a phone game, right? So they can definitely do something with that. They've already shown it with him being a giant character, except he's a little bit smaller compared to Hirudegan. But at the end of the day, I would love to see this. I feel like this is one of those that I'm gonna throw in there because he needs some representation, and also it's solid from the movies. It'd be powerful opponent, all that good stuff. So I believe we have one more, which is, let's see, did I already mention? I don't think I mentioned them. So we do have the Dragon Ball Super Broly. I want to talk about him as well. Now we don't have an Ultra rarity of him. We do have an LF who he finally got his Zenkai, which I'm pretty happy about, but we don't have any form of an Ultra Broly for at least for the Dragon Ball Super wise. Because if I'm being honest, we need that. Now the Broly, his Zenkai is great. I feel like with all these Zenkais, they gave them something that they really needed to make them usable in the meta and on certain teams. And overall, they feel great. They feel great. So I'm really happy with that. Eventually, movies did get buffed technically twice. When you look at it, you've had the LF God Goku, and you also have the Gogeta, and then also you can also include the Zenkai Broly. So I would really love to see him get some love in some way. You know, they did give him a Zenkai, like I mentioned. That's all. That's great. But I believe down the line we're still expected to see an ultra rarity of him. So hopefully they do something with that. But I believe that's going to be pretty much it for the villain side of what I want personally. It is a bit more lengthy, but you know, I had to put it out there. But as that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the hero side. Let's see you guys there. Now we're gonna look at the hero side of the units. So that way, the first half was a little bit lengthy since my list of villains were a bit longer compared to the heroes. So we're gonna talk about our first character and who was pretty much speculated on a lot of, for like either the anniversary or just for a certain like GT campaign, is we have the full power or super full power Saiyan 4 Goku. I still don't understand why they named it that. Now there's two rarities they can go with this character. He does not have an LF rarity or an ultra rarity yet. Now we do have an LF character version of him, but he is not the full power version. He's pretty much the I believe this is the Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So you know, it's a lot of speculations. Now the route is, like I mentioned before, with the villains for GT, there's a good chance that they can get buffed again when it comes to either a campaign or during the festival. I think when you look at LF wise, I think he will definitely probably be a monthly LF. You could hype him up, you know, he could be for festival, but I think the ultra rarity is the more hype version of him. And I believe if they give him the ultra rarity first, I think he's going to be saved for the festival. You know, he's definitely a hype character, especially for my GT mains out there. You know, you love to see it, because I know I would love to see something. You know, when you look at GT, you know, there's only a couple characters left that they can possibly, you know, still buff. But besides that, I believe they're at the bottom. The only representation we have of them is an EX character, a tag Trunks and Future Gohan. Now, you know, Dokkan does, you know, I like to mention it. I like to have a reference. They do have a representation of this. Now, does it have to be exactly them? Who knows? You know, I would love an LF version of them. It could be either this kid Trunks, or maybe they can go something with like a Game Originals LF and give us Teen Trunks instead. Because originally, you know, Teen Trunks and Future Gohan never teamed up. It was only the kid version of him, kid version of Trunks, and you know, Gohan. So this is the only representation that we have, and I think this is like, I believe this was like the first tag EX unit, like actual tag, not like assist. So it was actually, you know, it was actually a bit weird, I guess, when they first came out, because it was something I wasn't expecting for them to throw into the game, if I'm being honest. Now, when we look at, so we don't have them in the game. You know, we have no representation of them in the game, but we need a LF tag God Goku and hit. Now, yeah, I mentioned this for my previous videos, you know, like the post festival buffs and all that stuff, but that was mainly for like if they did certain campaign buffs and certain characters. You know, what would I like to see? These guys, I think they're definitely hyped enough to be part of the festival. Anniversary wise, I do think so, but at the same time, when it comes to being like a headliner, I would say so. For most people, I would definitely say so, because this is a character we don't have. This is a character that has been requested, that has been talked about, that has been speculated, you know, when it comes around the bit celebrations for the game throughout the year. And there's only 2 bit celebrations. So, you know, if people are constantly talking about it around the celebrations, you know, eventually, you know, Legends are gonna do something about it, right? And plus, the Universe Rep hasn't been buffed in a minute. So yeah, it kind of hints at, yeah, you know, eventually they're gonna either buff it, or it's just gonna stay a tag that's been dead, let's just say, for, I don't know, for a good year. maybe even 2 years. You never know. They kind of did that route with GT until they recently started buffing GT. So we're looking at Vegeta Clan really quick because I do have a character I also want to mention, and that is Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I said the same thing earlier in the video. Vegeta needs more love as a solo character. And you know, I know some people are gonna be like, he doesn't deserve an LF. I mean, it's Vegeta. You know, every LF has felt like either he's a part of a tag character, and you know, he's not really a standalone character, or when they do give him one, you know, he just doesn't feel solid. You know, if the unit doesn't even feel solid, that says a lot. You know, that says a lot about where, you know, the favoritism comes in for them on certain characters, because you know, it just sucks, right? But he definitely can get an LF. You know, I feel like he needs some more love. It'll be a buff to Vegeta Clan, GT, you know, a couple other tags. So they definitely can go that route and hopefully do something with that. Because really, let's be honest, you know, when you look at Vegeta Clan, the only good characters you see here are probably the top 3, which are all new characters of recent. And I would say Bullock, they're a pretty good support unit. But besides that, it's like I said, there isn't really much. I mean, they did get, you know, they did give them a platter 12. It did help them, but it doesn't help them at the same time, if that makes sense. It doesn't make them any much better. So now I do have 2 more on the list, which is going to be our 2 ultra characters that I have for the heroes. One of them is going to be MUI. Now this was talked about a little bit more of just like a people just throwing it out there, right, for the Part 3 Ultra. I don't think they're going to do anything with that for right now, because MUI is definitely a hype character. So if they do go the route, I do believe he's going to be safe for Festival. Remember last year for Festival we got UI Goku. So imagine they top it off and be like, all right, here you go. Here goes MUI, you know, for the Part 3 finale of the festival. That would actually be dope, because that's kind of something they did with the Fusion Warriors, giving us Ultra Fusion Warriors for the past couple of years. You know, with what did we get first? It was Gogeta. We've gotten Vegito Super. No, we didn't. It was Gogeta Blue, not Vegito. Vegito was for the anniversary. So yeah, they did that for the last couple of years, giving us different you know, Ultra Fusion Warriors. But at the end of the day, you know, this is a hype character. I don't think they would put him as a monthly, you know, when it comes to being like an ultra character or a part of a campaign. He's going to be saved for the festival or the anniversary, maybe next year's anniversary. So the final one on our list is obvious. He's probably going to be our Part 3 Ultra. Probably, you know, it's still a chance of being something else, but he's most likely our Part 3 Ultra. Is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And the only reason why he's on here, obviously, is because if we don't get him, you know, for the Part 3, which would be surprising, he's definitely going to be saved probably later on this year. And if not, you know, he's still an option for Festival. You know, so I do think that when you look at Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he did get his Zenkai. So we go up here really quick. Now he did get his Zenkai during the GT campaign, and you know, overall, you know, he felt pretty solid, pretty good. He has a good, you know, option of equipment he can use. So you know, and he even has his own personal equipment. So at the end of the day, yeah, he felt pretty good. But now we got purple units in the meta, so yeah, it's not the greatest meta, I guess, to put him in, but you know, GT has calmed down a little bit, you know, with all their characters. Obviously, you still can build a team with them. They just don't feel as top 5, you know, top 10, if you know, as they were a couple months ago. But I am so excited. You know, I'm pretty excited for them to give us this guy. I think out of this list, when it comes to heroes, he's definitely in my top 5 with full power Goku here, and most likely the tag Trunks, and Gohan that I mentioned, they're definitely all in my top 5. So yeah, that being said, let me know, like I mentioned before, what characters would you guys like to see? Because there are some characters that I didn't mention, you know, so this is, like I mentioned, it is a personal like wish list of what I want to see for the rest of the year. So at the end of the day, let me know what you guys would personally want to see. There's still options when it comes to like even game original characters, you know, that's a possibility as well now that we have Goku and Bardock in the game. So do let me know on that, guys. But as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.